So previously my opponents mentioned two final things before, or previous speakers mentioned two final things, and it was that they already have health protocols and they constantly mentioned the AWA. My partner earlier mentioned that although they do have protocol, a lot of them, a lot of them are not like statewide, or they're not regulated by one overall to make sure that all these institutions are safe, but rather the institution themselves, so they could actually just skew a lot of things when they're inputting their data to like the overall general consensus, which doesn't actually prove that they're treating the animals right, because if they were treated right, then there wouldn't be such a movement against this, and there wouldn't be like so many findings about how horrible we're treating these animals, such as like clipping their tails for identification, or forcing them chemicals that cause them pain and irritation. A second thing they mentioned a few minutes ago was in relation to that, to taking care of animals, they mentioned how safe the institutions were to keep the animals unstressed. In reality, how these institutions do not keep these animals healthy, and their institutions not regulated. So they mentioned stress on animals and how it skews the results, and that's the reason why they regulate everything. But a lot of times they are stressed. They are distressed as Ayesha Ashtar, and she's a psychologist and a public health specialist who wrote for the Huffington Post. She does mention that in these laboratories, the animals are stressed, and they do skew the results, the findings for their data. So, yeah, they are not regulated. To wrap up, I would just like to restate my partner's claims on that animals are being cruelly, and that animal testing should be banned because, first off, they are being cruelly and unjustly experienced on. There are painful protocols. The daily existence of animals, where they are bred to be tested on, and they stay in the laboratories all the time. Their institutions, although it's supposedly regulated, there are a lot of flaws in their regulations which are not effective. Testing hinders experimentations because they're unreliable, dangerous, and it's wasteful not only to the species itself, but to the environment. And there are many better alternatives that we can use to make findings other than testing on animals.